I don't wanna waste a minute. I don't want the day to finish. I don't want the moment to slip away. I don't wanna leave, so I'll stay. I don't wanna waste a minute. So I'll stay there right now. Stay in the moment, don't wanna wait. 'Cause we might never see the perfect timing.
Hey everybody, it is Natalia Raquel and you are watching Nattyology right now. We're here in my living room. It's junky. Well, not really. I try to straighten it, but yeah. You'll probably see some stuff over here. I'll be talking about that in this video. So, what are we here about? So, the biggest thing that I have been experiencing, seeing, has been dear to my heart, is a lot of people think that mental health is something that's so taboo, especially in the Black community. Our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents pretty much worked through their hardship, didn't really talk about it, and those traits passed on from generation to generation. We're now in a generation where it's time that we start acknowledging that we are going through some mental things. And it's just not, oh, we're just having a bad luck, or, oh, it's a curse. Now, there is some curses that are put on family lives, and that's a whole different other topic we can talk about. But there's a lot of us that goes undiagnosed with mental health, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to be fearful about. It's not going to change your whole life. It's not going to make you not be able to work. It's not going to make you able to do anything. It's going to be able to unlock the true person that you are and be able to advocate for other people like yourself. So if you don't know who I am, again, my name is Natalia Raquel. I will be 29 this next Saturday coming up. And I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which is CPSD. That has came from a lot of traumas that I've dealt with, from my rapes to my car accident to me almost losing my son during a good bit of my pregnancy. Just do all different things that I've dealt with. I went undiagnosed for a while. I didn't really think I had a problem. I just thought it was people. And then life happened, and I realized that I do have a problem, and I needed to work on it. And that's how I found out about my diagnosis. I've had numerous of suicide attempts, and that's kind of something what and why I wanted to make this video. People say that suicide is selfish, and it's wrong, and it hurts your family, and you're doing this for attention, and X, Y, and Z. But for the people who say this, who's watching that, try looking at it from the person who's suicidal. I have had a complete total of 8 suicide attempts. Does that mean, am I proud of it? No. Am I looking for attention? No. But this is how I feel at that time. My first suicidal attempt and my last were the 2 biggest ones that changed not only my life, but the people around me. The other ones, yeah, they changed and it made people feel some type of way, but the last 2 had a significant effect. The first one, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not. There's medically no explanation of how I'm here. I took a total of 68 different types of medication. I took at least 4 different bottles worth of liquor in my system, along with cough medicine, anything that you can think of. on top of shocking my body in ice cold water and attempting to slit my wrist. Again, I'm not supposed to be here. And I drew myself while under the influence, in and out of consciousness, from my apartment to God knows where. And when I wake up, I'm in the hospital. I'm not supposed to be here, but I know why I'm here. And at that moment, I realized that I somewhat had an issue, but I wasn't ready to accept it. I wasn't ready to accept the pain that I've been through in my life. I wasn't ready to accept the responsibility that I, projected in some of my pain. I wasn't ready. So my life moved on. I went to therapy, I went to a mental health clinic, and I thought I was great. Great, they put me on some medication, I'm good. Then life happens. I met my child's father, I thought I was good, I stopped seeing therapy. Then I got into the most horrifying, traumatic, emotional roller coaster relationship with him. The blessing that I got out of it were two things. My child, which I love more than life itself, and I wouldn't trade any struggle, any pain that I went through to not have him. But I also gained my life back and who I was. My other suicide attempts was throughout my relationship with him and post him. Being in a domestic, mental, and emotional toxic relationship takes a toll of you. I gained a lot of weight. I didn't feel pretty. I spoke negative about myself. I excommunicated myself from a lot of people. I stayed in the house most of the time. I was just, trying to make my family work. Then he went to jail, and that was my sense of hope. And I worked hard to gain back who I thought I was. Then, still dealing with him and everything else, not knowing who I was, I attracted toxic people. Toxic relationships with men, toxic relationship with friends and family. I was subjecting myself into things that I knew spiritually in my soul wasn't right for me. It took me to a place where I became lost. But I knew inside that I wanted to heal. So that's when June 18th, 2019, 1819. My son had his eye surgery, and right after that, I had my own doctor's appointment. And with that, I went into a doctor's appointment for my wellness, and my doctor looks at me and says, if you don't start becoming healthy, you're gonna die. Your blood count for getting close to diabetes is high. Your blood pressure is super high. Your cholesterol is high. Your iron's low. Like you're not doing well. Like you're not. And this is why you're tired and you're frustrated. And why are you not taking your meds? It shocked me to see how much I weighed. It shocked me to know that I have been letting other people control my life. I have been a people pleaser, a yes man, that I let myself go mentally, emotionally, somewhat there financially, but physically. Seeing the scale say that I was 332 pounds is a shocking, evolution to me, because my mom has been obese majority of my life. And I know the struggle that she's went through and the mental effects that happens to her. So that day I ran out and drove to my house and saw Planet Fitness and ran in crying and asked them to sign me up for a membership. And I started healing with my physical. But even with that, I still had off days and I wasn't healing. And I had another suicide attempt. And I had another suicide attempt. And I had another contemplating every single day, why am I here? Why am I here? What's my purpose? Am I a good mom? Am I a good friend? Am I a good worker? Am I this? I'm working full time trying to take care of my son. I'm making sure all my bills are paid. Trying to raise my child that has special needs and doing it all on my own because at the end of the day, his father doesn't help. Will he help? Maybe one day. I hope. I really do. But if I'm going to be realistic, I don't think he will. So it came to a point where I prayed, I manifested, and I got the house that I'm in now. But I was still not happy. Still not happy. Until I realized yesterday, almost a year ago, that I needed to really heal. I needed to really heal for myself. Not for my son, not for my mom, not for anybody else, but for me. And I needed to take the yes man and turn it into a no man. I needed to learn my boundaries. I needed to strip myself of everything that I'm used to. And it's kind of like a rebirth. So that's what I did. I started going to therapy, doing EDMR therapy, and I'll post that at the end of this video, what that is. I started changing what I did to impress people. That goes to when I was younger. I was bullied for wearing my natural hair. Throughout elementary, throughout middle school, throughout high school, I was always made fun of. You're bald-headed. You're ugly. No one's going to want a girl with short hair. You look like a man, a transy because I'm tall. All of that. So I conformed myself to wearing wigs. Wearing these. Day in and day out. Constantly spending money. On Pinterest for hours. On YouTube for hours of a day. Trying to, make myself into what other people would be. I would spend, this is almost $200 that I spent on different types of wigs to make people happy. But was I still happy? No. So I started working harder and stripping of myself of everything. I changed my wardrobe to what I like. I cut off, I took my wigs off. I had damaged hair, so I cut that off. I started doing things, and I still wasn't happy. So it took me my last suicide attempt to really see what my life was. I was here by myself. I won't give the precise day, but I was here by myself. And I was tired. And if you're a spiritual person like I am, then you know there is a God. And He is powerful and He's wonderful. And He speaks to you when it's needed. He told me, I'm not going to let you do this. You need to get up. This is not about you anymore. This is about my purpose for you. And you haven't completed it yet. What you're doing for your healing is a part of your purpose. So that's why I'm here. I hope that you, who's watching this, who's struggling, understands that you have a reason to be here. You may not realize it. You may not see it. You might question everything in your life. Shit, I do it myself. I questioned yesterday, was I a good mom because I messed up on cooking chicken? I'm late on my son's homework. I got stuck in Norfolk, Virginia with my brother because someone that I thought was a friend screwed me over and kicked me and my child out. I questioned everything about myself. I questioned if me and that particular friend, me standing up for my boundaries and me confronting that person and letting her know, like, no, you're wrong. This is how I feel. Was it me confronting my son's father just a week ago about me not wanting to invite him over because it's not toxic, it's toxic. And it sets a bad example for my child to believe that we're getting back together when we're not. Was it me standing up for myself when he told me that I deserved all my rapes in front of my child? I questioned myself, and I know you do too. But at the end of the day, deep down in your heart, you know that you're doing the right thing, no matter if it pulls people away from you. I created this page because I feel that we need to talk about mental health and what it looks like. There's so many people that talks about it and they sugarcoat it, but they don't really give you the real truth of it all. About a month ago, after my own suicide, my friend, a really close friend of mine, was going through some things. And she came to my house as a safety net. I went out, did what I had to do that day, and I come back to find her in the same situation that I was just in 4 days ago. This is what suicide looks like when you go to the hospital and you are on your deathbed. When you're unconscious and they're trying to fight for your life. This is what suicide is. Suicide is not a game that people just do for attention. This particular person that I love was here, was comfortable, but she had some demons that she had to work on that try to take over her. When you're in a low space, you don't see about other people. And yes, oh, it's so selfish. But you feel that the only way to please everybody is to exit this world. You feel that life will do more justice for everyone else than for you. You feel that life will give you peace if you're dead. It will give you solitude. It will give you hope that everyone will be fine. So if you're watching this, I know how you feel. There's been times that I question, would anyone love me or remember me if I'm gone? Am I even worth being here? I can't even maintain a relationship. I'm out of a job right now because of COVID and because of a company that screwed me over because I couldn't work weekends anymore. I haven't had a relationship with my biological father in years. I have had daddy issues, so that those daddy issues portrayed into my relationships, and in those relationships I subjected my body because of my rapes, being raped twice in a gangbang. I felt that my body was supposed to be subjected to all these men. So I get it. I see where your mind is going. But let me tell you something. You are so more than what you think. You are powerful, you're kind, you're lovable. You're everything that you believe in your heart. You have to start wanting it. For every day that you have oxygen in your breath, like this, every time you breathe, you are one step closer to completing your purpose. You might not see it, and you might not believe it, but you're there. Every single time you breathe, you have a moment, an opportunity to change anything that's negative in your life into a positive. Every time that you take a breath, you are able to fight for your life. You might not believe it, you might not see it, you might not feel it. But every time you take a breath, you can fight whatever is trying to knock you down. That's why I'm still here. My biggest fear was becoming a single parent because my mom was, and I know what she went through. While she got her master's and everything else, she struggled. I lived in the projects, Louis Ritchie, majority of my life. It was her and my mama raising me. That's why I got my mama's jacket on. I didn't want my son to be like that. But then life happened, and that came true. But I look at my child for motivation. Him being autistic, he shows me patience, he shows me gratitude, he shows me accountability at almost 7 years old, and he shows me hope. He shows me that no matter what you go through and the difficulties in life that you suffer through, there's always hope. There's always a better day to be a better person. There's always another day to smile. There's always another day to be thankful and give back. So I hope that this video helps you. It might not. It might be random. It might be crazy. You might not be able to relate. You might think, what the fuck? Why did you make this video? But I hope that when you follow my page or my YouTube channel, that you see hope. You see that someone is relatable. Someone who's actually going through shit every single day. Not someone that went to college and got a degree and did a couple of residencies working with mental health patients and think they know something. You're actually talking and dealing with someone that will struggle with mental health for the rest of her life. You might be married to me and have to deal with your wife struggling with her mental health. If you're my kids watching this, I'm your mom and I have mental health issues. Does that mean I'm a bad mom? No. Does that mean there might be days you might see me low? Yeah. But it doesn't mean I don't love you anything less. I hope that you take this video, and if you're thinking about suicide, call me. Go to someone that you love. Take a deep breath and realize that you're not alone. There's a national suicide hotline that I will post right here that you can call. You can message me 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year if you feel like you're struggling. I would rather talk to you for hours than just scroll up my feed or get a message from a family member, friend, or stranger that you died. I need you to continue to fight. I need you to understand that you are valuable and you're more than enough. You're a good person. A lot of people love you. A lot of people care for you. You have a reason to be on this earth. You do. And it might be hard right now. And it might suck that you are the only person going through this. But you're not. There's millions of people that's struggling. And we always hear that, oh, it could be worse. But could it really be worse? Because everybody has a different struggle. And that struggle could be worse to someone else. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle. We always talk about we plan for the future. But let's worry about today. What can you do today to better yourself? If you was just thinking about killing yourself or hurting yourself, that thought, call someone just to talk. That's one step closer that you are in recovery of controlling your mental health and going on that bright side. If you're a single parent like me, you might not have money. You might not have gas in your car. But what could you do? You can go online and apply for jobs, even if it's only for 2 hours. You're one step closer to getting yourself out of the hole that you're in. If you're in an abusive relationship, whether you're a male or a female, what can you do to get out of that? If they're not there, call a family member and tell them that you've been through it and you can't do it anymore, and can they come pick you up? You might leave everything in that house. You might walk out with only the clothes on your back, but you're one step closer of healing. If you're an alcoholic and you're drinking every day, stop. Just put your bottle down and stop. Breathe and call someone and ask them if they can take you somewhere. Or if you can't stop, have someone come get you and sit with you. Or go to a rehab. Just go. Don't even call family or friends until you get there. Just go. If you are taking drugs and you're addicted to heroin and everything, message someone that's been through that's recovered, and ask them what they did to get help. Just take a second each day to do one thing. That's all you gotta do, one thing. You're not gonna get to do everything in one day. I try to do it and I get stressed out, but it's one day. If you're a woman that has been through rapes and that's been through some emotional trauma, take a second to smile. Smile. Because your rapists, the people that hurt you, they didn't win because you're still here. You're watching this because you are at a point where you want to be helped, because you want to help yourself. Take a month or a year to just heal internally. Just focus on you. Let me tell you, it does get lonely, but just focus on you. I've learned a lot about myself. I learned that I'm very beautiful, and I'm kind, and I'm lovable, and I'm goofy, and I'm sensitive, and I'm loud, and I'm crazy, but I'm a really beautiful person, inside and out. I learned that I've been so focused on love and trying to find this picture perfect person because I come from loss. Losing the relationship that any daughter should have naturally with her father. From losing relationships time and time again. From being raped and being raped and raped and raped before the age of 22. Things were taken away from me, so I would try to find the love that I needed in someone else, but I really need to find the love that I wanted in myself. So I've been single and just focusing on me, and it's been great because I realized that I need to figure out what I want in a man or in a woman, because I'm bi, so whatever. That's a whole nother topic. But I need to find out what I want in a woman or a man to be my partner. I need to focus on me and heal, because once I heal, I attract anything beautiful in my life because I'm beautiful. And while I'm healing, if you've been following my ideology page, then you know about boundaries. I've had a lot of unhealthy boundaries, and I'm learning to create them to be healthy. So yeah, I just want you to know that you're beautiful and you're kind And you might feel like you gotta sell yourself out in these streets, whether it's sexually, mentally, or emotionally. But just focus on yourself. If you're a drug dealer trying to sell dope because you gotta make money to help your family, stop. You're gonna hurt your family more when you lose your life. It might suck that you gotta work 2, 3 jobs. And ideally, no one should. That's a whole nother topic of why we have to do that. But I'd rather you work than to be on the street selling dope and to get shot and that brand new baby girl that you just had is out of father. Or that brand new baby boy that you have is out of father. And goes down or tries to go down the same path. We all have a choice in life. We all have a choice to either lay down and fold or stand up. I'm asking you guys to stand up today and fight for your life like I am. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe. Oh, God. Sorry, y'all. Definitely subscribe to my channel. It's Nattyology on YouTube, or Nattyology on Facebook, or Nattyology on Instagram. You guys are more than welcome to message me, give me comments. If there's something that you want me to talk about, whether it's mental health or anything, just shoot your responses down below. Give me your input. Always share if you believe this is something that's touched dear to your heart and could touch someone else. But as always, thank you for reading or watching. And this is the study of how to love yourself. Bye, y'all.
I think you're better without me. Know for a fact that you're happy now. Hate that I've treated you badly. Not much to do except apologize.